Good morning. I'm Jacqueline Matter. It is 4 a.m. on this Thursday, June 11th.
And I'm Stephanie Ramirez. Thank you for starting your morning with us right here on Fox 5 and streaming on Fox Local. Here's what's happening today.
Well, the wait officially is over. The World Cup fever coming to D.C. as the 2026 FIFA World Cup officially kicks off today. We're live from the massive fan zone on the National Mall as organizers get ready to welcome thousands of spectators to watch day one of the World Cup.
Plus, from AI in the classroom to iPads for preschoolers, the massive tech changes that could be coming to Virginia's largest school system, Fairfax County Public Schools. We're previewing the big vote asking parents to weigh in.
And get ready for another weather whiplash. From hot and humid to the chance of some severe weather. We are tracking the risk for thunderstorms across our region. We'll time it all out for you hour by hour. Your news at 4 starts right now. Well, good morning. Glad to have you here with us on this Thursday. Today is the day. FIFA, it is here, and it all gets started in just a few hours.
Finally here. Also, it's June 11th, right? But I feel like we've just skipped and went straight to August.
With the way it feels outside right now with all that humidity out there. My goodness.
I had some strong storms move through my neighborhood yesterday as well. So we got some rainfall yesterday. We're going to kind of rinse and repeat that again for today with some evening thunderstorms possible. But in addition to that, we'll also have the high heat and the high humidity. We've already seen a heat advisory issued for the whole area, or for parts of the area, I should say. That goes into effect this afternoon as well. So I'll have much more on what to expect coming up. Ladies.
All right, thank you. As we mentioned, the 2026 FIFA World Cup is finally here, and our special Fox 5 coverage begins right now.
And actually, from our very first whistle all the way to the crowning of the champion, Fox 5 will be bringing you the highlights, expert analysis, and celebrations.
That's right. Tournament officially kicks off this afternoon right here on Fox 5, and the FIFA World Cup DC may not be hosting, but we do have some fan zones across the DC area.
That's right. Don't worry about it. Melanie's got you covered. She's near the National Mall this morning with the details if you want to go down. Mel?
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, today is the day that it all becomes real. All of that planning is going to play itself out right here on the National Mall as they are setting up for the FIFA fan zone. You can see a lot of work going on right now, putting the finishing touches on, even a massive screen there right in the middle of the lawn. Now, doors will open around 2 p.m. for the 3 p.m. kickoff match between Mexico and South Africa. With the closest live World Cup match in Philadelphia and very expensive ticket prices, many FIFA fans will be headed to watch parties to cheer on their favorite teams. The National Mall between 3rd and 4th Street is now the FIFA fan zone. The fan zone will run for the entirety of the tournament from June 11th, that's today, until July 19th. There will be live match viewing, interactive exhibits, food, music, and more. It is free and open to the public. Now, in general, all matches starting before 7 p.m. will be shown, with an exception for any Team USA matches, which the zone will stay open late for. The fan zone closes 1 hour after the match ends. Now, fans, fortunately, have many options for getting down here. Metro, of course, would be your easiest. Federal Center is the closest. Next closest is L'Enfant Plaza. And if you don't mind the walk, and if the weather allows, a Smithsonian a little further down on the mall here is a great option for you as well. Again, 1 hour before any of those matches open, that is when the fan zone will start.
Folks getting excited, Mel, thank you. And the final preparations are also underway for Team USA ahead of the first World Cup matchup tomorrow in Los Angeles against Paraguay. The team looking to improve on their performance from 4 years ago when they were eliminated in the round of 16.
I think all the preparation is just about done. I think if there's anything we haven't done over the last 18 months, it's probably not going to be able to get done in the next 2 days. But with that being said, I think we're well prepared and we know exactly what's ahead of us and what's expected of us.
Well, Team USA's matchup gets underway a little late tomorrow night at 9 p.m., but you can catch that game right here on Fox 5, along with the first game of the World Cup. That kicks off today, Mexico versus South Africa at 3 p.m. Switching gears now, let's get a look at some other top stories we're following this morning. The man charged in a Prince George's County shooting spree will be indicted today. Larry James Simpson faces several charges for last month's shootings and carjacking. Several people were injured. The 68-year-old has prior criminal convictions, including first-degree murder nearly 40 years ago. Simpson due back in court on June 15th.
And 6 people are recovering this morning after a car crashed into a Goodwill store in Sterling, Virginia. This happened at around 3 yesterday afternoon on Manifest Boulevard. The victims were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. Fire crews tell Fox 5 the building is safe to enter. The sheriff's office now investigating how that driver ended up crashing into the store.
4:05 now. Let's get you outside for our first look out the door this morning towards National Harbor. It looks nice and pleasant out there, but woo, you will feel that humidity when you step out the door this morning.
I'm curious for the folks who might go down to the fan zone. Are they going to be okay for later today, Taylor?
You'll be fine. I mean, take some water with you and stay in the shade the best as possible. But we do have that heat advisory that's already been issued for parts of their area. It does include D.C., but not necessarily all the areas of Virginia. So we'll get to that in just a minute. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s for pretty much everyone. In addition to that, it is extremely humid outside, and that's what's going to bring the uncomfortability throughout the daytime. So 70s to kick off this morning. It's only going to heat up from this point forward. We did have some showers, some storms move through late last night. That has since cleared out. Not going to rule out the chance for maybe a breakout shower early this morning, but it should be very limited and very isolated. We'll get another round of maybe some storms later on this afternoon and into this evening. It's going to be a hot day. Very, very humid out there too. 81 degrees already at 9 a.m. We're near 90 by noon with some sunshine. 5 p.m. will bring back the chance for some storms, which could, of course, turn severe again. Breaking down that heat advisory, could see a heat index upwards of 105 degrees. Time of table for that looks to be anytime after 11 a.m. today. That's when the peak heat will start to kind of gradually unfold across the area. And even if you're not in this advisory zone threshold, the orange shade, again, it's going to be hot regardless wherever you are. Stephanie?
Thanks, Taylor. We have some newly released. Oh, actually, sorry. Got to go to traffic. I got excited here.
Let's take a look at traffic here. Outer loop looks like there is a long work zone this morning. So this is happening between the River Road and American Legion Bridge. Traffic getting by in the right lane only. Then GW Parkway and Georgetown Pike traffic getting by in the left lane only. So just keep this in mind. This is sometimes can see some congestion as the early morning commute gets underway. Right now looking pretty good though at this time. 395 southbound in the Arlington area. That ongoing construction project between Glebe Road and Little River Turnpike traffic getting by in the left lane only, but you're not really seeing any delays there. And lastly, let's take a look at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. It is scheduled for a drawbridge opening sometime soon. All the traffic there will be stopped on the inner loop in Oxon Hill and the outer loop in Alexandria. So keep this in mind. This could happen anytime here over the next couple hours, but it will potentially affect your morning commute if you are headed over the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Well, a Prince George's County man facing attempted murder charges after a suspected road rage shooting yesterday morning on the BW Parkway. Police say 21-year-old Darius Bryan pulled out a gun and shot a person in another car right before the exit for Arundel Mills Boulevard. The victim drove himself to the hospital. Police told Fox 5 that the victim had dash cam video of the incident, which helped police catch the suspect.
All right, 408 right now. We have newly released surveillance video in the search for 2 attempted armed robbery suspects in D.C. Police saying that the men tried to target the victim last Thursday on Gallatin Street in Northwest. This is in the Petworth neighborhood. The victim was shot while fighting back. That person survived the gunshot wound. There's a reward right now of up to $10,000 for any information leading to an arrest and conviction.
Let's get now to the war with Iran. The U.S. Central Command releasing video of a second round of airstrikes on Iran amid stalled ceasefire efforts. It comes following President Trump's threat that Tehran would pay the price for deadlock. President Trump also blaming Iran for taking down a U.S. Army Apache helicopter on Monday night near the Strait of Hormuz. Iran being blamed for firing at neighboring Bahrain, Kuwait, and Jordan, where U.S. troops are located.
As President Trump said, they've been tapping. You can see when someone's trying to tap on a deal. Instead, they're going to have tap bombs dropping on key facilities in Iran from the United States of America.
Iran believes that the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial passageway for oil and natural gas, gives it a strong bargaining chip. They also say putting an end to Israeli fighting in Lebanon must be part of the deal.
Now to a Fox 5 News alert. A federal judge halting the Trump administration's effort to force states to comply with conditions in order to receive SNAP benefit funding. This is a preliminary judgment in a lawsuit filed by more than a dozen Democratic states challenging those requirements. Some of those restrictions restrictions involving gender ideology and immigration. The suit claims that these are unconstitutional roadblocks threatening nutritional support.
ICE and Border Patrol now funded through the rest of President Trump's term. After months of fighting on Capitol Hill, the president signed that bill yesterday. Republicans were able to push through a nearly $70 billion package. Democrats had demanded ICE reforms after agents killed 2 people in Minneapolis, but none of that made it into the final bill. The funding is on top of the $140 billion for immigration enforcement approved by Congress last year.
Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates also on Capitol Hill yesterday testifying about his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Gates appears in the Epstein files multiple times, from meetings to emails and pictures. Their relationship started after Epstein had already gone to jail for soliciting a minor. The disgraced financier alleged Gates got an STD from a Russian woman and needed antibiotics that he could secretly give to his wife. The Microsoft co-founder told the House Oversight Committee he never victimized anyone or saw Epstein engage in criminal conduct.
Well, a new book authored by 2 New York Times reporters exposes inner White House turmoil over the Epstein files. In their new book, Regime Change, Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swan write that President Trump advisors met in the Situation Room. The book claims that aides were panicked over MAGA's reaction after the administration failed to release the files. It also alleges that the group hatched a plan to offer an empty gesture of transparency to try and calm the base, even floating the idea of Tucker Carlson interviewing Ghislaine Maxwell behind bars.
Let's talk about Congress members squaring off, this time in a different way. Last night's annual congressional baseball game taking off. Republicans now have a 6-year winning streak, defeating Democrats 11-2. More than 32,000 fans packed the stadium. This year's game raising a record $3.2 million for charity, with proceeds benefiting D.C. area nonprofits.